right about the glasses.
I've been telling your ass for a year.
He can't be stopped now.
Shit, Mike. These are like HD.
Cause it's bad boy for life. We ain't going nowhere. Cause it's bad boy for life.
B&B Missouri 6 is the premier theater to see a movie if you're in the Missouri area. The refreshments are delicious, the seats give you full reclining comfort, and the movie viewing experience is euphoric. But the main reason I wanted B&B to be my sponsor is their staff and the overall movie-going experience they provide. They're professional, friendly, inviting, and they truly have you leaving the theater feeling, as their motto goes, the magic of the movies. Alright, what's up everybody? I'm Josh Williams and welcome to Real Time for the Real Everyday Movie Fan. Thank you so much for joining me here today because I am here to give you my real-time review of Bad Boys for Life. Now, Bad Boys for Life was directed by... Wait, how do you pronounce their names again? Okay. Adil Arbi and Bilall Fallah. I'm sorry if I'm butchering them. I do sincerely apologize. I am not the greatest with them, but I think I got that pretty well right. They are Belgian filmmakers. This is their first time director's debut in American films. They are Belgian filmmakers, and it stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence with other people involved, most notably Vanessa Hudgens and Ludwig. What was his last name? Alexander Ludwig. He was known for I think his best notable performance, or for mainstream, would probably have to be the Hunger Games franchise when he was playing in the first one, and I believe also he was in a war film with Mark Wahlberg. So that's most likely there. And there's a bunch of other people, but those are probably the most notables. Now, before we get into the review, guys, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can see more of our various content in the future. All right, we got that part out of the way. Now let's talk Bad Boys for Life. Now, I was very excited for this movie to come out. I've been a fan of the franchise ever since it first came out in 1993 with the first one, and then I believe 2003 was when it came after that, and then now we have this one that comes out years and years later. And I gotta say, they did not miss a beat. The chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith is still palpable and very funny to see them both on screen together. I'm going to give this movie, I would say, a very solid 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5, depending upon the longevity of the film. But for now, give it an 8.5. I really had a lot of fun with this movie. And I think what really helped the movie out a lot was the villain in the film. It gave a little more depth to the story, gave a little more depth with the characters, kind of get to know more about them, because what takes place is the villain or villains are trying to kill Will Smith's character, Mike Lowery, and it's all about a journey of figuring out why and what happened. It really gave the story some more depth, whereas the previous villains, where there was nothing wrong with them, they were just very cookie cutter. There was not much to them. They were just bad guys, and you had to stop them, which is, I guess in the real world can be very typical, but in a movie you would like a little bit of story and depth in between. And this one I really thoroughly enjoyed in that respect. But the other part, of course, like I said before, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together on screen again, it just like they never missed a step. It was almost like riding a bike. They got on screen, they committed to the characters again, which is what I was mostly worried about with Will Smith, because while he is getting back into some more serious films or more edgier films, kind of like Suicide Squad with that character, he was a lot with family films and being more conscious of what he chooses for his kids' sake. But with this one, he got right back into it. He did not miss a step, and I really appreciated how much he committed to Mike Lowery and kept the character intact. I really glad he decided to do that. And the other ones I really liked were some surprises there. I really loved the surprises as far as there's some deaths that you don't really notice, that you don't really expect to see coming. There was some really great action scenes that were, I would say, they're not like Michael Bay-esque, but they're in the they were made in the sense that it's directed in the way that would be from this world. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like The directors actually did a really good job of having their own eye for the action and for certain dramatic scenes, but they also wanted to stay within the realm of what this franchise or this world or universe would look like as far as its action scenes, as far as how it was shot. It really kept that tone. I think that was also a lot of fan service, because a lot of fans do love, even though they may not love the Transformers movies that Michael Bay has done, they do love, and I love what he's done with Bad Boys the past 2 prior films, and some other ones he did like Pain and Gain and whatnot. But the fact is that the fans love what he's done with it and how that has that certain look to it. And I loved how they were able to incorporate that sense, but also put their own fresh take on it. And it really gave some freshness to the franchise, to whereas if they want to do more down the road, I am perfectly okay with it. Now, one thing I didn't necessarily like was there was a character who has a dramatic shift to their character within the film, that once the story goes along, it shifts again. And I felt like maybe they could have done without that. I know what they're trying to go for. I'm sorry, I'm being very vague, but when you see the movie, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about here. This character makes a shift into their character and to their journey, and then later on they just shift back, and like everything just kind of was null and void for that entire situation. I feel like they could have got away from that. They could have done something a little bit different, maybe a little bit better. But that was about it. And the other part I didn't necessarily like, which brought it down for me, was there were some definitely noticeable green screen moments and CG moments where they would incorporate things where they maybe could have touched them up a little bit more, but it may look a little bit better, which is okay with. I'm okay with, because there are certain times where these characters can't do practical effects like they used to, do practical things like they used to. But I love the authentic feel that especially the first one had when all the practical effects were done. And I know we're in the world where CG really can look like real life, but there's something else to the practicality of certain action scenes that really adds something to it, kind of like how the John Wick films do for the most part. So overall, the guys, I can really recommend checking it out. This was actually a big surprise for me in January. Like, I was scared that this movie is being dumped in January, that the studio had no faith in it whatsoever, and they were just dumping it into January because they thought it was going to, the day that the studio maybe thought it was a piece of crap. But I think maybe now they just need to know exactly what to do with it. But that's kind of a good thing, because now they got a really good action film to see in January, where there's typically not a lot of good things to see right now. So go check it out, guys. I guarantee you will enjoy yourself, especially if you're a fan of the Bad Boys franchise. And even afterwards, I hope they possibly do more. We will see. Maybe it will be another decade and they're, I don't know, old men and they have to do action scenes. I don't know. But you won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. But that'll do it for me today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. What did you think of Bad Boys for Life? That is what's most important. Leave your comments in the section below. Let me know whether you liked it or not, positives, negatives, and your score out of 10. Also, if you like what you watched, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can receive more of our various content in the future. Also, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Stardust. And the links are in the description below, as always. That's all I have for today. Again, I'm Josh Williams, and thank you for keeping it real with Real Time.